You look. Hey, peeps, it's your girl K-Cee Diva here. Welcome to another edition of Dish with Diva. I am, of course, K-Cee Diva, and I do this show every Thursday. Well, at least 3 Thursdays out of the month, and then every first Thursday of the month we do Northwest Nightcap, and that's when we cover all the entertainment stories that you might have missed because things have been so crazy with COVID and elections and so on, and I was missing a whole lot of interesting stories. So I thought, you know what, my peeps out there probably are too. So when to catch us for that. But tonight I have a very special treat for you. I have a hometown. I'm in Seattle, Washington. Hometown guest. Amazing dancer, member of the Massive Monkees. If you're from the Emerald City, you don't know who they are, then you've been living under a rock. I'm gonna put it that way. They're like the hottest, a world-renowned b-boy group. Grew up watching them, love their dance style. They travel all over the world, perform with all sorts of celebrities and whatnot. And now he's a member of the Magic Mike live show in Las Vegas, ladies. Please welcome to the show, Mr. JD Twixx Rainey. Hey, JD, thank you for joining me.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you for having me.
So let's just dive on in here. First and foremost, how did you get the nickname Twix?
My insatious love for candy. Growing up, I had a sweet tooth, and actually I had a buddy that was like making fun of me because, back in the day when you could buy 3 candy bars for $1, at like I had 6 of them. I was double fisting, but at that time we were trying to find a name for me, and it was around the establishment of our crew in '99. So everybody was trying to find their different vibe and character and style. And I was an acrobatic dancer, so I had the name Flips for a while, but there was a few people already in the b-boy scene with that name, so I had to change my name. So I was trying to find something clever, and we were just in the grocery store, and my buddy was just naming stuff off the shelves, and I was like, no, that sounds crazy. No, that sounds crazy. And then we check out line, and I actually grabbed 6 Twix candy bars, and he looks at me astoundedly and then says, you know what? I'm gonna just call you Twix, you sweet tooth. I was like, oh, you know what? That's actually kind of fly. And I spelled because there's 2 candy bars in the packet. So that was the whole moniker behind the name. So it's stuck.
I think that's fun. What a fun story. I love it. I love it. Now, you're originally from Alaska.
Yes.
How did you end up in Seattle? I mean, although it's not that far from us, but very different climates. Well, I shouldn't say that. We're both cold, but Seattle's a little more wet and it's more snow, right? And Alaska.
My mom and dad were actually law enforcement. They were state troopers in Alaska, so that's why we were up there. And then I think we moved to Seattle at about 89 or 90. I was about 8 or 9 years old and was in Seattle for 25 plus years, literally until I left to pursue the dancing career, which was something that was definitely everybody else's, I think, notion that I should try to do, where I was kind of comfortable being at home at the time, and was definitely happy with being the neighborhood celebrity, if you will, with all the stuff that the crew and I have done over the years. And at the time we were dancing for the Sonics. We were part of the Boom Squad when we had the basketball team. So
yes,
we were living it up in Seattle, and we were just reaching the cap limit of all the stuff that we could do with dancing within our geographical demographic, within our city, and so in our state. So everybody had said, oh, you should go to California and do music videos and be in movies, because we also a lot of people in the industry.
Right, because you traveled with you Beyonce and the list goes. I'll let you name off some of the people you work with.
Yeah, we've opened up for a lot of major artists, especially when they've come to Seattle. We performed at Summer Jam countless times, and the Cube 93 birthday parties, if you guys remember those.
Oh yeah.
All the festivals I think in Washington and Seattle, from north to south, we've done. well as like the B-boy competitions, Lords of the Floor, 1 and 2, like in 2001, 2002. Like the PLU battles, the UW battles. So we were all over the place in Seattle. So like anytime at big festivals, like we were always like an opening act for either Nas or KRS-One, Public Enemy, Beyonce, Missy Elliott, you name it.
Wow.
This was around the time, you know, like was what, early 2000s, mid 2000s. So
Yeah.
like
Right on. A few comments here. Mr. Anthony Adams, Federal Way all day.
Bro, what up? Federal Way.
He says,
Oh,
Diva, you're having a conversation with one of my best friends, my big bro. Damn good roommate I ever had. Best roommate I ever had. Kiki, Kiara, hot. If you get a chance, JD, you have to go back and look at one of my interviews with her a couple weeks back on my show page. Real hot artist coming out of Memphis. Hey, Kiki. So her last name is Rainey, and she was like, I wonder if we're related.
You know what's funny? Like, I've Googled myself before to see if there was anything, and I've found so many people with the same last name, and so I've always had that thought, like, I wonder if these people...
You never know. You never know.
Pleasure to meet you, Kiki.
Oh, shut up, Anthony. Showing our age with the Cube 93 birthday party. Whatever.
You can take
hey, we wear it well, okay? You know, black. You know what they say about black. Come on. Okay. All right. So now, so let's kind of go back. So Alaska, you know, you initially, you know, when you were younger, like I think before the age of 5, you had a little bit of a handicap with your legs. Talk about that a little bit. Yeah. It's a real interesting story because when I see you turning these flips and such and the videos I've seen, I'm like, wait, the what? That's amazing. Like talk about that a little bit.
All right. Like that was something that I grew up, like, I think later on in life, not coming to terms with, but being aware of or being notified by my mom, because I didn't, like I said, I don't have any memory of anything past like 5 and up. Like anything 4, 3, 2, 1 is all blur. Like I don't remember being handicapped at all. But yeah, real life Forrest Gump, if you will. I had clubfoot at the time, and I think around like the 80s, 90s, like it wasn't like something that was as common as it is now in terms of birth defects or, you know, abnormalities. But yeah, my feet, you know, were turned literally all the way upside down. So like feet were like facing my face at the ankles. So, you know, like children's feet sit like flat. My feet were all bent. So I had to wear these special boots that had a bar connecting from one foot to the other. And it was like an arch bar, and it was on the bottom. But then the boot also went like halfway up the shin. And so every year they would have to crank these bolts to turn my feet out.
Wow.
So I couldn't walk. I couldn't take steps because there was this bar connecting these shoes. So if I wanted to get around, it was me dragging myself around on my elbows and then propping myself up on things when I wanted to like look up like on the table or on the couch or like stand straight up. And sometimes I would balance on the bar. Like I would try to, you know, just was being a kid and trying to figure out ways to move around with this big clunk of metal on my feet. But
yeah,
wore that for the first 5 years of my life and didn't take my first steps until then. And then from then I've probably been off and running, like making up for lost time. So
right on.
Every physical activity that I could muster, that I could stand. And I have 2 older brothers. I'm the youngest of 3. So sports that they played, mom and dad, my stepdad growing up that raised us, he was a martial artist. So that was the first thing I got into.
Oh, cool.
Available to us and was life. You know, my dad was a police officer and a martial artist. Between those 2 things, it's like, oh, all right, I guess this is the first thing I'm doing. But from that, then I just kind of was just inspired to do all these other things, from gymnastics to football, wrestling, basketball, track, did them all. Wow.
That's no. Did you go to Federal High School?
Did. I went to Mirror Lake Elementary.
Okay.
Panther Lake, you know, over there off of what, 356, 312. And you can definitely that head, you know my street.
Yeah, I was, as you're talking, I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute, what was my elementary again? It's like
I lived right across the street from mine, so I was always like the last one to leave the house. But yeah, I went to Mirror Lake K-6,
Yeah.
and went to Sacagawea junior high school. Sac Ward.
Okay.
Then went to Federal Way for my high school career, and from that point on, I was like, okay, I guess what am I doing now? Graduated
Right.
class of '99, turn of the millennium. So feels
Okay.
ages ago. Jeez.
Yeah.
Both of our reunions are 10 and 20. I missed them.
I miss mine too. Actually, I was out of town both times mine happened.
I missed mine because it was like I was doing cool things. Like the first one I missed, we were doing America's Best Dance Crew. So everybody was like, "Where's JD at?"
That's what the show. When I was sitting here while you were talking, I was like, Mario, what's his name? Yes, I was sitting here going, what is the show? I wanted to ask you about that because I used to watch that show religiously, and then when you guys were on there, I was like, hometown, come on.
Yeah, so it was America's Best Dance Crew, season 4.
Yes. Okay, season 4. Yes, yes.
Yeah, we were having my high school was having their 10-year anniversary, and then I was literally on stage for Magic Mike 10 years later, the 20 year. So I kind of just said what up to everybody, and I almost did a live from stage, but we didn't have time. But it would have been fun.
So let's go ahead and jump right in there to Magic Mike. Now, how did you end up as part of the Magic Mike? Should I call you cast, crew, or dancer?
Yeah, I mean, it all counts. Man, that was everything leading up to that was when I left Washington in about 2009, packed up my little Acura Integra and drove out to California and tried to pursue the dancing career. And then next thing you know, when things started popping off and momentum started building, I started booking jobs left and right, and just random industry gigs from commercials and industrials and little small shows for hotels or just little things, and then got picked up by the Chris Brown camp. It was performing.
Really?
2.5 years. And then from after that, and Chris took his little hiatus, then got picked up by the Jason Derulo camp. So then I was touring with him for another 2 or 3 years after that. So I think after Jason, I think our last tour, I started slowly transitioning into because I wanted Marvel. And I was a comic book nerd growing up, so I wanted somebody's superhero at the end of a movie, and Black Panther right there. So I was like, oh, I want to do that.
Right.
But, I have a friend who's also a crewmate, who's also my boss. She's killer. She is the one responsible. Her and her team are the ones responsible for all the choreography, both Magic Mike movies. And she approached me with the job opportunity. But before she told me what it was, kind of hinted back. She didn't say it was Magic Mike. First, it was a few months of just baiting me and just leading me into, hey, I think I got the job. I think you might like this job.
Oh, that's funny.
She's also a dancer. She used to dance for Janet Jackson, and the list goes on. And most dancers that have lived their life and have done everything they wanted to do in their career checklist usually cross over into being creative directors or choreographers.
Okay.
So she has a team of people that one of the other ladies is her friend and crewmate Teresa Espinoza, who's also they're also the B Freaks. They were in America's Best Dance Crew as well. They were on the season. They were on season 3.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Right on.
Yep. 2 of the girls out of that crew, 2 of the ladies, excuse me, they're older than me.
They were awesome. I remember them.
B Freaks they're fresh, as all.
Yes. But right on. That's what's up.
2 of those women, and then one dancer that used to be Britney Spears' dancer, are now the creative team called ATL, which is Allison, Teresa, and Luke. So they have done all the choreography for the Magic Mike movies and all the shows. So
the movies too?
Yep.
Oh wow, okay.
1 to Magic Mike XXL, to any kind of promo, and then the live shows, which now have 4, I believe, globally in the past 3 years. So we have Magic Mike Vegas, Magic Mike London, Magic Mike Berlin, Germany, and Magic Mike Australia.
Now, do you ever travel to any of those other places and perform?
I've been to them all.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite spot? Which location?
I'm kind of
Where are they the wildest? I should say, because those ladies at those shows get wild. Not that I know like from personal experience or anything, but
yeah, real conversation. But I love it. Like, you know, we provide a safe space for them to let their hair down, and believe
yeah,
me, they do, and I enjoy every minute of it.
I love it. I bet you did. So have you ever had any like what's your wildest story that's happened? Like have you ever had like a fan like I don't know follow you out somewhere or they see you out somewhere and go
Our fans are
what's the wildest? Give us a story.
we have some super fans, you know, but everybody's pretty good. Like we've gotten from I think I've walked out of the stage with claw marks on my back.
Oh,
Yeah, it's good.
ouch.
Yeah. I think that was the worst. Like I haven't come across too many wild like occasions, but
Yeah.
some of my cast members can't say that. Like
Right.
and some eyebrow moments where it's like, did that just happen? Like,
Right.
did I really just see that? So yeah, these women get a little wild, but I mean, yeah, that was my worst. You know,
Yeah, and then you have to like still perform.
nail marks all the way down my back. I'm talking about from shoulder blades to lower back.
Oh my goodness!
Enjoyed her lap dance, but it was.
It sounds painful.
At the time, I just bite my.
Is it challenging? Like because you've got all these people screaming and grabbing at you, whatever. Like to really, is it challenging to keep your focus, or you've been doing it so long now? Like it's just like it doesn't even bother you.
On our toes because every night is a different show due to the audience. No, like what energy they're gonna bring.
Yeah.
And we do 10 shows a week, so we're doing 2 shows a night.
Oh my gosh.
So literally, you could like have one type of crowd energy from our 7:30 show on a Thursday night, our 10 o'clock show on that same night. 2 different energies, literally like just that like span.
Wow.
Because it's also later in Vegas, people are like still
sure
in like going to dinner and getting their evening around like 5, 6, 7, like let's go to get something to eat, and then they're like, okay, well let's go get some pre-drinks before we go to the show, and by the time 10 o'clock show
they're ready. They're liquored up and ready. Okay, let's get to some comments here. Let's see. Kiki says, hey y'all, nice to meet you too. A family reunion. Yep. Anthony says, Sack Warriors, baby blue and gold.
Hey.
Alex. Hey, Alex. My buddy Alex. All right. He said from ATL. Oh, you're in Atlanta? Oh, really?
ATL, huh?
Good job, homie. Keep it up. Oh, I didn't know you were in Atlanta. Right on. All right. So, what's next? Now, we talked a little bit earlier, and you said you kind of dabbled in acting a little bit, right. But if there ever comes a time you're like, okay, I've done the Magic Mike thing, and I'm ready to try something new. What do you have your sights on next?
Performing wise, like I said, if I can manage, if my body can still hold up, like I'll still probably manage to cross that stuntman bridge and try to like get into a couple more movies and get my tail kicked and get thrown around and be like, hey, yeah, see that guy falling out the window? That's me. A lot of that network, so I have a good base and got people like reach. But if anything, I probably either start teaching because it'll be around that time.
Okay.
Creative director, choreographer bug just yet. A lot to manage because I see what our team does in managing our show and between the dancers, the marketing, everything. It's a lot. So I don't know, like if I'm ready to submerge into all of that just yet.
Sure.
I'm still kind of antsy, and I still got performer years in these legs, so I'm trying to milk them.
There you go. So, it does it get competitive? Like, I mean, I know that feels competitive anyway, but like amongst the guys, like, are you pretty close knit, or does it get competitive sometimes?
Brothers, we're like a family. It's funny because backstage, And in rehearsals is a whole different world and a whole different life and a whole different interaction between us as the fellas and as the cast.
Okay.
We're on stage and like it's total. It's like being like back in like football. It's like those are my teammates as well as my brothers. So there's a lot of
Mhm.
bickering and just tedious like squabbling backstage. But then when we're on stage, you would never be able to tell because everybody's like looking out for each other and dancing cohesive.
Right.
Also just part of, you know, industry conditioning where you just
Mhm.
be on stage and also just be aware of 100 different things simultaneously, like not missing your steps, but also making sure you're in the right position. You got
Right.
pyro, then you have the artist moving around stage, you have the audience. If you're in the audience, like anything can happen. So
Mhm.
like I said, between having a different audience every night, and that keeps us on our toes because we never know what's going to happen or who's going to decide
Mhm.
anything crazy. And then on top of being around each other for months on end with just rehearsals and
Yeah.
understand, know everybody's personality types and traits and, you know, triggers and little things like that. Like we're
Mhm.
funny, like we could have our own reality show like backstage by
You
itself.
guys should do that. You guys should totally do that.
Yeah, I think they're working on it actually. I think like there's little something, you know, extra going on like with like the marketing for Magic Mike because we just relocated now to a new hotel out here in Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
marketing and whatnot. So I think that might
Mm.
be extra bonuses and the tidbits is like a little
Oh, nice.
stuff where you see like everybody in like their prepping process and
Yeah.
everybody's different. Everybody has their thing. So
So now, when you mentioned, like you said, you do 10 shows a week. How often do you rehearse? Do you rehearse every day as well?
no, in the beginning we rehearsed for like 2.5 months, if that. And so
Okay.
the whole show after the machine is up and running and after we've gotten all the choreography and we have our cues and everything,
Mm.
literally from the lighting to the music to our dance rehearsals to our stage, everything. We don't rehearse as much, and the only time that we do need to rehearse is if like choreographers and creative directors are like seeing like certain things because they'll come in and sit and watch the show and like
Oh,
critique,
okay.
take notes, and then after
Yeah.
give us our notes and what we need to change or what they're going to change or what they like and what they don't like and what
Mm.
off from in audience perspective, and they're like, you know what, we're going to change this because this doesn't translate or read as well. So it's all kind of as needed basis. Like we don't rehearse
Oh.
our show, but sometimes
Mm.
like certain random moments where, oh, we have a week of rehearsal because we're changing choreography for this number because they're trying to make it easier on our bodies. And, you know, like I said, certain dance steps just don't translate or they just don't like a vibe. And so
Right.
gotta be ready for that. But that happens, like I said, in intervals. So it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Right on. Right on.
Yeah, kind of just
Okay. Well, we're almost out of time, but real quick, I like to do this with my guests. I've got a quick game of this or that,
okay.
and I figure since Valentine's Day is coming up on Sunday,
Oh yeah.
it'd be fun to talk about those topics. Okay, now, do you have a boo, a sweetheart?
Ooh, she's actually in Europe right now. She's in Denmark. She's Danish and she's also a dancer.
Denmark. Wow.
She
Oh,
dances.
she's a dancer too. That's really cool.
Hmm?
All
So
right. So, no, real quick, how did you guys meet?
actually she was staying with my boss at the time. She was moving back to LA because she was in
Oh,
Europe and her contract was up for what was she on? Britain's Got Talent.
oh, okay.
Contract
Yeah.
for like a year, but then she wanted to come back to LA and do some more
Mhm.
things, like her little checklist of, you know, things that she wanted to do. And I used to practice at Allison's house. She has like a garage studio. She was actually moving in because she was rooming with Allison. So I just happened to just drive over there one day because I had booked the garage to practice.
Uh-huh.
And
You're like, whoa, wait.
yeah, wait,
I would
because
come over here a lot and practice.
we've met and crossed paths like throughout
Uh-huh.
LA, but real brief. So,
Yeah.
but I knew of her. So when I seen her moving into my crewmate's house, I was like, oh, wait, Nelly? And she was like, yeah, hi. What are you doing? I'm moving in. Oh, you're moving in? I started going to practice at Allison's house a lot more after that.
I bet you did. I love it. What a cute story. Okay, here we go. This or that. Valentine's edition. Homemade meal or fine dining.
Ooh, homemade meal.
What's your favorite food?
I'm an Italian food lover. Like I love carbs. Since I get
Yeah,
to
well, you'll burn them off dancing. So you're not unlike some of us. You don't have to worry about it.
I mean, I mean, is if I could, yeah, Italian, definitely.
Italian.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. Let's see, red wine or white wine or hardcore liquor.
Oof. Is neither an option? I don't drink. I still
Okay,
don't.
well there you go. None of the above.
None of the above.
That's easy.
I barely have wine. Like, if I have wine, it's for a special occasion. If like me and my lady
Special
got
occasion.
that, but it's real like light wine, sweet. Like I love everything sweet. So
Okay, right on. Right
yeah.
on. Cake or pie?
Oh, damn, both.
uh,
Yeah, that's because it evolved now. I'm a pastry lover, so cakes, pies.
the whole the
It's
whole night. Are there good pastry? Okay, shamefully, when I go to Vegas, I'm not really looking for pastries. I'm looking, I do drink, so give me something with a cute little flame on it. I like to go to the bars where they do all the fun tricks and stuff, whatever. Are there good desserts in
oh yeah,
Vegas? Is there like a dessert shop somewhere?
hard. Like, and they're mostly in the hotels, of course. Like
Okay.
like the places like Venetian or Planet Hollywood has like a couple spots, but it's like more north. So you got to go to like Caesars, Venetian, Wynn. Some of those
Okay.
are like
Yeah.
really, really good like dessert cafes, and yeah, they get pricey. They get add up quick.
Okay.
Gourmet
Good
donut
to know.
thing. It's like what? Like custom donuts.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
They got shops out here that are like literally customized donuts and cinnamon rolls.
Wow.
You easily
Well,
walk.
hopefully at some point I'll feel comfortable enough to get on a plane again. Um,
I
you
hear you.
know, once where everybody's vaccinated and whatever. And I love Vegas. I'm dazzle, bright lights,
Yeah,
bling. I love all that stuff. Love it, love it, love it.
it was definitely a change. I was just getting used to Cali, and then now, said my career upgrade was moving to Vegas, and that was something I was kind of like, that's taboo. Like I got to go to Sin City for my blessing for my
Right,
wait, my upgrade is going to
right,
City. Like this doesn't seem right to me.
right,
But
right, right.
I was like, I don't have a lot of vices for me to fall into, so Vegas
Well,
hasn't.
there you go.
So thank goodness. But the first time I seen myself on a billboard, I kind of was stuck. I was like, oh, when they put out the Magic Mike
Like,
Live bill,
hey, that's me.
right? I definitely took a picture and sent it to mom. I was like, hey, mom.
Right on. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, a couple more. Perfume or jewelry?
uh, Jewelry.
Jewelry.
Like
And the last one, leather or lace?
lace.
Lace. All right. Well, thanks for playing. We're just about out of time. Let the folks know if they want to follow you on like social media or what. Now you guys are going to open up again soon, right? Because
Yep.
everything's been kind of shut down. Any idea when?
Magic Mike will be up and running, I think, late March. So
Late
literally
March. Wow.
got rehearsals like pretty soon. And by late,
Okay.
their doors open. They just actually got Australia like up and running and got the
Uh-huh.
tent because, of course, COVID put a stop on all production. So
Yeah.
they had to go get Australia up and running because they were in the process of doing so. We were locating. They had started our construction yet, but come into this March this year, doors will be open.
Wow. I see my friend Lisa, girl trip. Yes, Lisa, we'll do that.
Oh,
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, JD. It was so much fun talking with you.
thank you.
And I'm looking forward to seeing the show one of these days, for sure. And keep up the great work. Keep entertaining us. We need it. We need it. We've had a rough year and a couple months.
It's been crazy for everybody. So I've just been sitting in this garage training, trying to keep myself in shape.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest out of all 4 shows. Like, I'm the oldest cast member. Everybody
Really?
20s to mid 30s, and I'm 40. Dancing
Okay.
with
You don't look anywhere near 40, so you could have fooled me.
definitely trying. There's a lot of supplements and vitamins I'm taking. My regimen is no alcohol. I'm like, okay, let me just not, So I
Right.
mean, gray hair is spouting, but I'm holding on to it. I'm holding on to it.
Right on. Right on. All right. Well, you have a great day and a great night rather. And keep up the good work. Peeps, thank you so much for watching. It's been fun. Be sure to catch me next week. I'll have another amazing guest. I'll leave that to, well, you just have to look for the advertisement. That way you'll know who's coming. But trust me, you don't want to miss it. Hit me up on IG, MZKC Diva. If you're an artist, a dancer, a singer, anything in the entertainment business, I love talking entertainment. I love if you're an up and coming artist. I love to give you some promotion. Let's get you out there. I'm on Facebook, K-Cee Diva, or my Dish with Diva page as well. And I hope you'll also check out Northwest Nightcap, which is coming up first Thursday of March. My boy Anthony Adams is on there, Princess Robin, K-Cee Clayton. We have a good time. We talk about all the crazy entertainment stories that have gone on throughout the month. So be sure to catch that show as well. Until next week, I will leave you with this. All right, later, peeps.